Providence began for me at the very beginning, at North, where they donate almost all their profits to feeding the homeless. The Asian fusion cooking was quite brilliant, but service was diffident.
So we usually don't sit people, we usually just kind of follow me, we're doing the organic thing, right?
And everyone was just a bit too cool for school. There was Los Andes, a bumping Peruvian-Bolivian joint, where the waiter was so enthusiastic I thought he was going to eat my food himself.
If you notice, Mr. Giles, the chocolate had a nice waxy texture.
And then there was Joe Marzilli's old canteen in the famous Italian district of Federal Hill. I had my first snail salad, the traditional dish of this city, and survived. It's very meaty. I also had baked little neck clams and terrific ossobuco. And then there was the Dorrans, a handsome and well-located restaurant that was struggling to relive former glories but serving food too casual for the majesty of the dining room.
No technique at all, just ingredients stuck in a pan and fried.
In the end, I surprised myself by deciding to give my $1 million review to Nick's on Broadway, where I'd really only popped in for a quick brunch. Brunch, a horrible word, a clumping, ugly, muddy, sweaty portmanteau made from two perfectly good words that were all we ever needed to describe the meals we eat between sunup and sundown. But Derek Wagner, the chef proprietor, suspecting possibly correctly that I would find it hard to give my $1 million review to a spot of breakfast, sent out some dishes from his evening menu.
I think this is some sort of cheap fatty cut of beef pressed into a terrine. And phenomenal.
A cheap trick, but it worked. And then the tour de force, a cassoulet of pork and lamb with a perfect poached egg on the top, which, because he'd sweetened the cassoulet with wine, enabled the different elements to bond very positively and create a sort of joke. A very delicious joke about traditional breakfasts of sausage or bacon, egg and beans.
So it's not a thing I would have set out to try and do in the first place, but if I had, I couldn't have done it any better than that. That's a very good idea.
Overall, the cooking was superb. It was creative but restrained, modest and pretty, using terrific fresh ingredients. There was a wonderful atmosphere and, above all, a sense that on that Sunday morning there was nowhere else in Providence, Rhode Island that you could possibly rather be.